Good morning, evening or afternoon, and welcome back to the channel where today we are reviewing another park run. It is the Old Showfield Parkrun, which is located down in the south in Frome. This park run has been going on for a while now, as it is event number 154, and with a lot of the park runs around me being closed due to flooding, this was the perfect one to go to. The course is almost 4 laps and it is all on hard standing tarmac paths, so you don't need to worry about trail shoes. And I'd say that it's a fairly hilly one, it's not too bad. I'll go through the course in just a second, but it's quite tight paths, so there's unfortunately no room for dogs. And because of its hills, I wouldn't say that it is a great one for a PB, but if you do want to try and get a really quick time, you're going to have to go near the front, because at the start, otherwise, which you'll see in a second, you get stuck behind people. And just quickly, if you don't know what a park run is, it is essentially a 5k run timed and ran by a group of volunteers. And then once you've signed up and got your own barcode, when you finish, you'll be handed a finishing token with your position, and then you scan both barcodes to get your official time later on. So now you know what a park run is, let's take a quick look at the course. So it's essentially almost a 4-lap course, this one, so lots of times you're going around in circles. But you're going to start up at the top of the first mini hill, where you run across the top of the hill. Then you're going to turn left. It's very congested to begin with, so all of this you're going to be stuck in a group of people. And then you're going to work your way downhill towards the memorial bench, where you turn right. This is going to be back to a flat, where you run all the way across to the far end of the course, followed by another downhill, a little bit steeper this one, before turning left. And you're going to work your way all the way back across to the starting field. All of this again is flat before working your way uphill around the Frome medical practice. And then once you get to this corner, you're then going to come back round towards the bottom of the hill and then back up to the start. So you do this 3 more times, and then in this case I think that it may be the slight course change due to the weather, but we then finished off running past the Frome medical practice just that little bit further on that 3rd and final lap. So now it's time to take a look at the Old Showfield Parkrun stats, and the fastest male was Simon Knott with a time of 15 minutes and 13 seconds, which is unbelievable speed, especially because it's quite a hilly one, followed by the fastest female being Amber Gascoigne with a time of 17 minutes and 26 seconds, again an incredible time, and the average being a little bit slower than the ones that we've ran recently, with 160 runners on average and a time of 28 minutes and 40 seconds as the average 5k run time. And now let's take a look at my stats. So I'm happy to be back running after being injured for a few weeks, and my number of park runs so far reviewed on this channel is 10, with my best finish position being 4th at a lonely jar, and then my fastest times have been 5 archers in 3rd place with a time of 23:25, then Evesham with a time of 23:01, and Somerdale Pavilion with a time of 22:32, but I don't expect to be getting my fastest time today. Now let's hop on over to the run. Here we are at the start line. As you can see, very congested like we said just a few minutes back, so if you do want to get your PB, do make sure to head your way towards the front. But we're about to get going and the timer is ready, and there we go, we are off. So as you can see, really slow start to begin with, not much you can do about it with it being so congested. Maybe run around that side bit, but it's going to stop at a fence in just a second, so you're going to have to cut straight back in onto the path. But you can see it's not the quick start that you want from a park run, but it's all good. And now we're going to make our way past that first turn. So a group of volunteers there, really happy, and they had some music playing as well, so I did really enjoy that. And now we are heading on to that first flat that we mentioned of the course, up to the first bend. We're just coming our way towards that first bend now, where we're going to start dropping downhill off to this left hand side. It's starting to open up a little bit more. It was quite congested there at the start, but now it's opening up a bit. It's very wet as well, so you didn't want to run on the grass really here, so otherwise it would be quite slippy, to be honest. And if you've only got road shoes, because it's, you know, it's all tarmac, then you definitely don't want to be running on that grass to the left as we go downhill. So just a slight gradient, and then it'll start to become a little bit steeper in just a second. And so it's beginning to get that a little bit steeper, but we're going to turn right now to a flat where that memorial bench is. You've got to be careful there not to slip, and if you're overtaking, don't run into anyone and trip each other over, because it is really congested. As you can still see here, I'm still trying to slip past people, but that's all good. And now we are heading our way towards the next field. So as you can see, I'm just trying to slip past people at the moment. And in the distance on that far left, you can see people going downhill now. It's only been 2 minutes and 36 seconds so far, so still plenty of time left to run, and it was perfect weather for it, to be honest. It was actually really sunny, but it was also cold as well, which I quite like, because you don't want to get too hot when you're running. So I quite like it when it's cold but sunny. It was a really nice sort of frosty morning. And we're just making our way now towards that far end where we're going to start our way downhill in just a second. So here we go, turning left now and heading our way down this probably the steepest part of the course. It's still not that steep, but this bit you need to be a little bit careful that you don't slip over and again trip people up as you try and go down the hill. But as you see, as we go on a few laps and people spread out a little bit more, so it's a little bit easier to run down the hill rather than colliding with people. But you will find that you're going to be lapping people and things like that, so be careful with that too. But now we've made our way down that bottom bit, and now it's going to be a final flat towards that medic centre, and that'll be lap 1 complete. So as you can see, it is starting to widen up a little bit, and you can got the free roam to run on the right hand side of the path to take over people. Make sure to keep on the left if you're not taking over, and we're just coming up towards this medical centre there. You can see it in the background. And then this is the final turn before you're getting back towards the start of that hill. This is a slight incline. You'll probably feel it a little bit more as the laps go on, but you're definitely coming up towards the steepest part in just a second. But again, I wouldn't say any of these hills are really that steep, especially compared to Ashton Court and other ones that I have done. So yeah, I would say nice hills. These are nice hills. And just before you turn left here, you will notice the finish line there right in front of you. So on that final lap, you're going to be running off towards that finish line. But this is where it's going to start being a bit more of an incline as you make your way back towards where we started. Towards this right hand side, it's going to go back down, and then we're going to turn left, and it's going to be the steepest part of the course. And now we've just headed our way into the hill, the hardest bit of the course. This is where you'll see everyone start slowing down a little bit. You'll feel the lactic acid start building up in your legs as well, for sure. But we're heading our way up towards the top now. Really sunny day, as you can see as well. And then once you've hit this top, you can chill out a little bit as you're moving back to a flat before going into a downhill again. So you can see here on the right hand side, this is where we started, and we are back to that first corner, a lot more spaced out now, which is great. Very bright sun there in the background as well, lovely day. And now, as you can see, we're back to that first downhill section towards the tight bend where you need to be careful. But if you are enjoying these sort of videos and you do want to support the channel, don't forget to hit that like button. I'd appreciate all the likes from everyone, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button too if you are new and want to be notified of other park runs in the future. Got to be careful of public as well, as you may have seen just there on the left hand side. And also don't forget, if you want to, you can also donate by clicking the 3 dots at the bottom and then going into the money section. But here we go, we're making our way around this bend now. There's that memorial bench there on the left hand side, being careful not to trip over. Thankfully no one's around us either, so we're able to just swoop round really nicely before heading on towards the flat, maybe a slight incline, and then to the far end where we'll be back to the decline again. Someone else there again on the left hand side with 100 park runs. Fun fact, I've actually just ordered my 25 park runs t-shirt. This was my 25th run actually, so it was good to do, and I really did enjoy it. So I hit my first milestone, and hopefully next week you'll see that. So I've actually done 9 runs on Summerdale Pavilion and a few others where I've done a lot more than it says on here, but these are the 10 different ones which I have done. So now we're making our way up to the far end, where we're then going to go into this downhill section here for the second time. Now it's quite interesting to know what people do on a downhill section. Do people just go as quickly as they can? Do people just let their legs go as freely, or do people slow themselves down so they don't go too fast? It'll be interesting to know what people's thoughts are on going downhill when running. Let me know down in the comments below. So we are just coming up towards that medical practice for that second time. This lap was a lot quicker due to our slow start in the first lap, but it's all good. It's all just a run as well. It's not a race, so everyone just needs to enjoy it, to be honest. It doesn't matter what time you get. And as I've just come back from an ACL injury on my knee, I was hoping just to chill out on this one and not go too overexerted, as I didn't want to injure myself straight away again and have to sit out for another month. It's actually a really nice place, Frome, as well. I did actually go and explore it I think it was like a few weeks before, so it was really nice. Definitely recommend people going there maybe after their run, if they're not too sweaty. But no, I definitely recommend going to Frome at some point just to go and see the area, not just do the park run. It's got loads of other things you can do as well, and there's a little bit of shopping as well. We're back to the hardest point again, going uphill towards the start line. This is definitely feeling a bit more painful than it did on the first lap for sure. Maybe it was a good idea to be a little bit slower on that first lap. But again, watch out for public there on that right hand side. But you can see here's the start line again for the second time as we make our way back to our first corner of the run again. So we're at Memorial Bench number 3. There we go, managed to go around it for that third time, so we're still into our third lap, and we've still got another lap, well, almost another full lap straight after this one as well. So we need to be careful, not go too quickly at this point, because we've got to do that hill another 2 times, and that is definitely more difficult the more laps you do for sure. But there's actually quite a lot of people at this one, because usually as we looked at the average it was about 160. On this run there was actually 231 people, so maybe it won't be as congested when you go, if you do ever go. There we go, we're back onto the flat. I would say another half lap done, so we've done 2.5 laps now, almost coming up towards our third lap completed. That was the easiest bit though, the downhill, so we're going to be making our way back towards that uphill again. And it'd be also interesting to know how many park runs or have you all done? Let me know down in that comment section below which has been your favourite park run and how many park runs have you done. I think in a few seconds as well I will be overtaken by the person in first, so this shows just how congested it can get as well, because you're overtaking people that may be on their second or first lap, and you're being also overtaken by people that are on their final lap, so it can get very congested, people running at different speeds, so everyone be careful, stick to the left, and if you can hear someone, or maybe just give them a little shout that you're overtaking before you do overtake, just to make sure that you don't run into anyone or get tripped over. And there they pass on that right hand side. I'm pretty sure this person came in first position. Just there, running around with the black and yellow top as they head their way towards that finish funnel, trying to see around them. Yes, they must have finished. There you go. They came in first position. So as you can see, there's a few people as well that ran around, took over us, overtook us there right at the end to slip into that finish funnel. So just be careful. Another thing to note as well, the finish funnel isn't usually there, but if it is there, people that are scanning your barcodes after you meet on this corner here, so there'll be people waiting on this corner with the barcode scanners, so you go and scan your position in there to get your official time. And this is also the last time that we'll be facing the dreaded hill, so this is the last time we're doing an incline. It's definitely feeling a lot more painful than it did the last 3 laps for sure. I remember running up this for the final time thinking, God, my legs are just going to give way in a minute, and it was definitely a lot slower than the first few laps too, but it's all good. We've made it, and we didn't manage to stop either, which is always my aim. If I don't stop, I'm always happy with myself, and we're going to try and beat the 25 minutes as we usually do try and beat. Another thing to note is there's also a children's play area, zip wire, and an outdoor gym around this park as well. So if you did want to bring anyone else that wanted to entertain themselves while you did the run, then you definitely can do. Bring your children, put them in the park, and then you can go off and do your run. Also, from research, I did check, and you can have single buggies, but you can't have double buggies on this course, just due to the fact of how narrow the path is. Because obviously, if you had a double buggy, there'd only be space for one person to slip around the side, and maybe not even space for one person at some points as well. You can also see a lot of people from that Frome running club with their vibrant orange, yellow, and black vests, as you can see there, just in front of the person in front of me. You can see someone there with their top on, and there's also a tail walker. So there you go, tail walker with a tail too, and another Frome runner there on the left hand side. But this is the final time. We're going downhill. It's a little bit congested on this final time, and we're currently on 22 minutes and 19 seconds. So I'm pretty sure we are going to beat that 25-minute time that we always set. But we'll have to see how we get on as this final flat straight towards the medical centre and then to the finish line. I may have been a little bit ambitious speeding up towards the end this far on, and unfortunately we're not going to make it onto the leaderboard for this week with a time of 23 and 25, which we just passed, which was the I think it was 5 Archers time at the bottom there. But we're heading our way now towards the finish line. There's the outdoor gym on that left hand side. We're trying to push our way towards the end. This gentle incline as well isn't an ideal incline at all, but it's not too far to go now as we spot the medical campus on that right hand side. Sorry, some puddles there on the left, so you don't want to fall into those. But we're speeding up now towards the end. A gentle incline, just pushing our legs that little bit further. I think a few people there just in front of us that we're trying to catch. I always like to set the goal of trying to catch the person in front, but they have pulled away from me, so I don't think there's any chance of us catching them before we hit the finish line. But we're just trying to beat our time of 25 minutes, which we always had set as our target, and with a time of 24:20 potentially. Let's have a look. And yes, there we go, we have finished there with a time of 24 minutes and 20 seconds, given our finish token there as well. Absolutely knackered. You can see all the other people that have finished as well. There's a few that were just in front of us towards the end. But a really fun run, and we were able to finish in position 60 as well. And that is the Old Showfield Parkrun. So we have managed to complete it. So that's another one checked off the list and towards the tourist challenge. I'm not usually a massive fan of the runs with many laps, but this one was actually a really enjoyable one. A really nice park, great views of Frome as you run around, and it's all on hard standing as well, so no chance of slipping over, and a great winter course. And as you can see, you had to do that hill quite a few times, so I probably wouldn't recommend this one if you're trying to get your PB. However, it's probably good training for the calves and the quads, trying to get up the hills, but it's quite a good one to do if you want to do some hill training. Now we'll quickly go through a couple of the pinch points. Obviously the one we've mentioned many times, the fact it being hilly, also the very congested start. So at the start we lost, I'd probably say about 30 seconds at the start, just due to the fact that we were stuck in the middle of the pack, but that's all good. Then I'd say a couple of the bends as well may slow you down slightly, but they wouldn't take too many seconds off your time. As usual, a huge thank you to all the volunteers, because without them the run would not go ahead. All really nice, friendly people, and I love the music on that first turn as well to keep me going and speed me up a little bit just after doing that hill. And now we hit the tips and tricks section of the park run. So how are you to get there? You can get there by public transport, from the bus, from Bath, Chippenham, from anywhere really, and as long as you stop off on Berkeley Road, and that is just opposite the Windsor Crescent, which is basically where the Old Showfield Parkrun is. And if you want to come by train, the Frome train station is just under a mile walk from the Old Showfield on foot or by bike. And then by road, there are a few places you can park. You can actually park on site. There's limited parking spots there though, so I actually parked just off site along this road here, which is called Rodden Road. There's lots of free parking all around. You can probably find some spaces, to be honest, down a few of the streets around the area. Although I didn't actually have a chance after to get coffee and cake. There is a local cafe which everyone does go to hang around at the finish, and I'm sure some people will go across there with you. So again, not much changing with my parkrun stats, although we have moved up to 11 different locations now. The times are all still the same, but that's fine because I was recovering from injury, so I didn't want to push it too hard anyway. So this has been the Old Showfield Parkrun. I hope you did enjoy it, and don't worry, if you do want to watch some more parkrun content, you can go and check out last week where we did the finish tokens at 5 Archers Parkrun. Or you can go and check out all the other runs in my worldwide parkrun playlist. And if you are regular at the Old Showfield Parkrun and have any tips and tricks as well, don't forget to let me know in the comment section below, and I can pin it up to the top so anyone watching this video can go and check those out too. We are off to Hollywood Parkrun next week in Edinburgh, so I can't wait for that, but I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all in the next one.